Ladies and gentlemen, hear me loud and clear. You were not put on this earth to blend in, to be overlooked, or to settle for a life beneath your potential. There is something inside you that the world needs, but the world will never recognize it if you don't first cultivate it within yourself. You don't get noticed because you asked to be noticed. You get noticed because you've built something that can't be ignored. Too many people are waiting on approval, waiting on opportunities, waiting on someone to recognize their greatness. But let me tell you, the world does not reward those who wait. It rewards those who work. It rewards those who wake up every morning and commit to their vision, not looking left, not looking right, but keeping their eyes fixed on the prize. Listen, if you spend your days chasing after people, hoping they will see your worth, you will waste your energy on the wrong things. But if you invest that energy into building yourself, improving your craft, sharpening your skills, and deepening your wisdom, you will reach a point where your work will speak so loudly that the world has no choice but to pay attention. David didn't chase after the throne. He was prepared in the field, and when his time came, he was ready. Joseph didn't beg his brothers to believe in him. He worked in silence until the palace called his name. Stop looking for recognition before you've put in the work. When you become great in private, your greatness will demand an audience in public. Some of you have been distracted by meaningless conversations, unnecessary drama, and unfruitful relationships. It's time to cut off the distractions and get focused. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't believe in you. Stop waiting for permission to become who you were created to be. You owe it to yourself to become so good at what you do, so powerful in your purpose, so undeniable in your gifts, that the world has no choice but to acknowledge you. So my question to you today is, are you ready to stop waiting and start building? Are you ready to silence the noise and get serious about your destiny? Because when you focus on yourself, when you pour your energy into growing, into improving, into becoming, there will come a day when the world will have no choice but to pay attention. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and one day you won't have to introduce yourself. Your greatness will introduce you. Success is never determined by the approval of others. It is not built on compliments, applause, or validation from the outside world. If you are waiting for people to recognize your potential before you take action, you will be waiting forever. The truth is, people do not see what is unfinished. They do not recognize the foundation when it is still being laid, nor do they applaud the bricks before the building takes form. If you want to become something great, you must learn to move forward without the need for external affirmation. The most successful people in the world did not get there by chasing validation. They got there by mastering discipline, by waking up every single day and doing the work even when no one was watching, even when no one believed in them. Discipline is the fire that refines you. It is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Without it, talent goes to waste, potential remains untapped, and great ideas fade into nothingness. Discipline means showing up even when you don't feel like it. It means pushing through discomfort, boredom, and frustration because you understand that success is not built on feelings, it is built on commitment. The problem with so many people today is that they start strong, but the moment challenges arise, they look for an easy way out. They want the reward without the sacrifice, the recognition without the work, the spotlight without the preparation. But nothing in life works that way. You cannot expect a harvest if you have not planted the seeds. You cannot expect mastery if you have not put in the hours. There is no shortcut to greatness. The only path is through consistency, discipline, and an unshakable commitment to the process. The world may not see your struggle, but it will one day see the results of your discipline. Every hour you spend refining your craft, every moment you dedicate to self-improvement, and every sacrifice you make in the present is an investment in your future success. When you rely on the opinions of others, you give them power over your life. You allow their doubts to plant seeds of insecurity. You let their skepticism become your hesitation. But when you build your success in the fire of your own discipline, nothing and no one can take it away from you. It becomes yours. Not because someone handed it to you, not because the world recognized you early, but because you put in the effort when no one else was willing to. There will be moments when people question your path, when they dismiss your efforts, when they fail to see the vision that burns inside you. But remember this, the vision was given to you, not to them. They are not supposed to understand it. You are the one who must protect it, nurture it, and bring it to life. And the only way to do that is through unwavering discipline. The opinions of others are fickle. One moment they will celebrate you, and the next they will criticize you. If you live for their approval, you will die by their rejection. But if you build your life on discipline, on the quiet, consistent work that no one sees, you will create something unshakable, something that stands tall regardless of what anyone says. Silence is the birthplace of greatness. It is in the quiet, unseen moments that the most powerful transformations take place. The world does not notice when you begin. It does not celebrate when you are in the process of building. It only sees results. It only pays attention when the evidence of your work becomes undeniable. This is why you must learn to be comfortable in the silence, to embrace the solitude of preparation, because what you do when no one is watching determines whether or not the world will listen when you finally arrive. Most people crave recognition before they have mastered their craft. They seek attention before they have built anything worth noticing. But attention without substance is temporary. A spotlight on an unfinished product only reveals the flaws. That is why you must focus on becoming so great that the world has no choice but to acknowledge you, not because you demanded it, but because your excellence speaks for itself. The greatest musicians, athletes, leaders, and innovators all had seasons of silence. Seasons where no one believed in them. Seasons where they trained in obscurity, perfected their skills in private, and worked relentlessly without applause. It was in those moments that they became who they were meant to be. The world only saw the end result, but the process was built in silence. Silence is where discipline is tested. It is where the real work happens. When no one is cheering you on, when there is no recognition, no validation, and no immediate reward, what do you do? Do you give up because no one is watching, or do you keep pushing forward, knowing that the work you put in today will determine the success you see tomorrow? The answer to that question separates those who remain average from those who rise above the noise. Some people make the mistake of announcing their plans too early, looking for approval before they have even begun. They want the world to validate their dreams before they have put in the effort. But dreams do not need validation, they need execution. The moment you start looking for approval, you open yourself up to unnecessary opinions, distractions, and negativity that can weaken your focus. Not everyone will understand your vision, and not everyone needs to. The only thing that matters is that you keep building. The world rewards results, not intentions. It does not care about what you plan to do, what you thought about doing, or what you almost did. It only recognizes what is finished, what is refined, and what is undeniable. That is why you must commit to the process, even when no one is paying attention, because if you build yourself in silence, if you dedicate yourself to becoming great without needing an audience, there will come a day when the world cannot ignore you. Too many people think greatness happens overnight. They believe that success is something you stumble upon, something that just appears when the right opportunity comes along. But the truth is, greatness is not an event. It is not something that magically happens to you. It is built, shaped, and refined through a process, one that demands your full focus and commitment. If you study the lives of truly great individuals, you will see a pattern. You will see discipline, you will see sacrifice, you will see moments of struggle, seasons of uncertainty, and years of unseen labor before the world ever recognized their achievements. What you won't see is luck. Greatness is not the result of chance. It is the outcome of deliberate, focused effort over time. The process of greatness is uncomfortable. It requires you to make difficult choices. It demands that you let go of distractions, that you remove yourself from environments that do not serve your growth, and that you stay committed even when progress seems slow. Many people fail not because they lack potential, but because they lack focus. They start strong, but the moment things get difficult, they allow distractions to pull them away from their purpose. Focus is the fuel of the process. Without it, you will waste your energy chasing after things that do not matter. You will spread yourself too thin, trying to please everyone, trying to do too many things at once, and in the end, achieving nothing of significance. But when you focus, when you lock in on your goal and refuse to be swayed by temporary distractions, you give yourself the power to move forward with clarity and purpose. One of the biggest enemies of greatness is comparison. When you look at others and measure your progress against theirs, you lose sight of your own journey. You begin to doubt yourself, to second-guess your abilities, and to question whether you are on the right path. But greatness is not about keeping up with others. It is about becoming the best version of yourself, at your own pace, through your own process. The process will test you. It will challenge your patience, your resilience, and your commitment. There will be days when you feel like quitting, when the results don't seem to match the effort, when it feels like no one is paying attention. But these are the moments that define you. Can you stay focused when the excitement fades? Can you stay committed when no one is watching? Can you keep working even when the finish line seems far away? These are the questions that separate those who wish for greatness from those who actually achieve it. Every major achievement you see today was once just a vision. Every great leader, every successful entrepreneur, every world-class athlete started as an unknown. What made the difference? They embraced the process. They committed to it, focused on it, and allowed it to shape them into the person they needed to become. The process is not glamorous. It is not always exciting, but it is necessary, and only those who respect it, trust it, and stay focused through it will ever experience true greatness. Too many people waste their time trying to be seen, trying to be liked, and trying to be validated by others. They shape their lives around opinions that do not matter, chasing approval that will never bring them fulfillment. But real success, true, undeniable greatness, does not come from applause. It comes from growth. And growth requires energy. It requires focus. It requires you to stop looking outward for validation and start looking inward for discipline. Every day, you wake up with a limited amount of energy. You can spend that energy on things that build you, strengthen you, and push you forward, or you can waste it worrying about what people think, trying to impress those who are not even paying attention. The choice is yours. But understand this. The more energy you waste seeking validation, the less you will have to invest in becoming the person you were meant to be. The people who spend their lives looking for validation will always be controlled by others. Their confidence will rise and fall based on what someone else says. Their decisions will be shaped by the fear of judgment. Their potential will be limited because instead of developing their own vision, they are too busy trying to fit into someone else's expectations. But those who focus on growth, on becoming stronger, smarter, and more disciplined, will rise above the noise. They will no longer need validation because their results will speak for themselves. Growth is a personal journey. It is not about proving anything to anyone. It is about becoming the best version of yourself. That means waking up every day and making choices that serve your future. It means learning, improving, and refining your skills. Not for applause, but because you understand that success is built in the private moments when no one is watching. The people you admire, the ones who have achieved great things, did not get there by seeking validation. They got there by working on themselves, by being relentless in their pursuit of excellence, by investing their energy in mastery instead of approval. They were too busy building to worry about opinions. And eventually the world had no choice but to recognize them, not because they asked for it, but because their greatness became undeniable. If you want to achieve something meaningful, you must make a decision. Will you spend your energy proving yourself to people who do not matter, or will you invest that energy into becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to prove anything at all? When you shift your focus from validation to growth, everything changes. Your confidence grows, your skills improve, and your path becomes clearer. You stop worrying about who is watching and you start focusing on the only thing that truly matters. Becoming better every single day. The world does not reward those who seek approval. It rewards those who create results. And the only way to create results is to stop looking for permission and start putting in the work. Success is not a secret. It is not luck, nor is it given to a select few while others are left behind. Success is a formula built on discipline and consistency. If you want to cross the gap between your current reality and the life you envision, you must build a bridge. And that bridge is not built in a day. It is not built by motivation alone. It is built by showing up day after day with discipline and consistency. Most people have dreams, they have desires, they talk about what they want, they visualize it, they hope for it. But they never build the bridge to get there. They start strong, but when obstacles arise, when progress slows down, when results do not come as quickly as they expect, they stop. That is the difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck. Discipline keeps going when motivation fades. Motivation is easy. It comes in waves. It makes you feel good. But motivation is not enough to carry you to the finish line. Discipline is what moves you forward when the excitement is gone. It is what keeps you going when no one is watching, when you don't feel like it, when the journey feels long and tiring. And the secret to making discipline work? Consistency. One great day of effort will not change your life. One week of hard work will not make you successful. But small, consistent efforts over time will shape you into a person who cannot be ignored. When you train your mind to show up, to put in the work even when you do not feel like it, you create unstoppable momentum. You become the kind of person who does not need motivation to take action, because action has become your habit, your lifestyle, your way of being. Every great success story has a foundation of discipline and consistency. The athlete who trains every day, even when their body is tired. The writer who sits down to create, even when inspiration is nowhere to be found. The entrepreneur who pushes forward, even when the results are slow. The difference between average and extraordinary is the ability to show up and keep going no matter the circumstances. Many people quit too soon because they cannot see immediate results. They put in effort for a short time, and when they do not see the reward, they assume it is not working. But what they fail to realize is that every small action, every disciplined step is adding up behind the scenes. Success is like water boiling in a pot. It does not start boiling the moment you turn on the heat. The temperature rises slowly, degree by degree, until suddenly the water reaches its boiling point. That is how success works. You keep adding heat, you keep showing up, and one day the results will be undeniable. Discipline and consistency are the ultimate equalizers. They do not care about talent. They do not care about where you come from. They do not care about how much money you have or who you know. If you commit to showing up every day, improving a little each time, pushing forward no matter what, you will reach a level where the world has no choice but to acknowledge you. In life, people will not respect what you say you are going to do. They will not be moved by your plans, your dreams, or your words. What the world respects, what truly turns heads and commands attention, is results. And results are never born from excuses. Too many people spend their lives explaining why they are not where they want to be. They blame circumstances, their upbringing, their lack of opportunities, the people who did not believe in them. They justify their stagnation with reasons that sound valid but do nothing to move them forward. But the truth is, excuses do not build success, effort does. The people who succeed in life are not the ones with the perfect circumstances. They are not the ones who had everything handed to them. They are the ones who refused to let excuses hold them back. They understood that no matter how unfair life may be, they still have control over one thing: their actions. And instead of explaining why they could not do something, they focused on proving why they could. The world does not listen to complaints, it listens to progress. When you produce results, you silence every doubt, every critic, every obstacle that once stood in your way. People may doubt you in the beginning. They may question your ability, dismiss your potential, and refuse to take you seriously. But when you stay focused, when you keep improving, when you show up and do the work, eventually the results become too obvious to ignore. You do not have to convince anyone of your greatness. You do not have to explain why you deserve success. Let your work prove it. Let your progress be the evidence, because when results speak, no argument is needed. The greatest revenge against doubt is achievement. The best response to being underestimated is undeniable progress. When you stop making excuses and start producing results, you shift the balance of power. No longer do you need to seek validation. No longer do you need to defend yourself. Your work speaks louder than words ever could. The most powerful people in the world, the ones who are respected, the ones who are admired, are not those who complain about their struggles. They are the ones who overcame them. They are the ones who turned obstacles into opportunities. They are the ones who refuse to let excuses become their identity. Your future is in your hands. You can either use your energy to justify why you are not where you want to be, or you can use that same energy to take action and move forward. The choice is yours. But understand this, the world does not reward explanations. It rewards execution. The world may not notice you now. People may overlook your efforts, dismiss your dreams, and question your potential. But if you stay focused, if you remain disciplined, if you commit to your growth with relentless consistency, there will come a day when they can no longer ignore you. Your results will do the talking. Your progress will silence the doubts. The same people who once overlooked you will turn their heads in awe, not because you demanded attention, but because your work made it impossible to look away. Success does not come from seeking validation. It does not come from making excuses. It comes from a decision to invest in yourself, to keep pushing forward, to refuse to quit, no matter what. So, focus on yourself, work in silence, keep building, and one day the world will have no choice but to recognize the greatness you've been shaping all along.